What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Nightmare Chess. We are continuing our bot challenge series, challenging the bots on chess.com. In our last few videos, we have challenged some of the intermediate bots, and we finished our last video against Mateo, and we are now playing the advanced bots. And so our first opponent today is Wendy, rated 1500. We're going to go ahead and play her as white and see how we do. Another hatless day. I'm starting to just feel comfortable without the hats. You can see it's nice and bright out today. It's quite sunny, so we've got some nice lighting in here. So let's go ahead and get the game started. Hold on, let me make an adjustment here. Let's go ahead and start today's game as white against Wendy. And as usual, I have my afternoon Celsius. I'm always low energy during the day, so I need at least one of these to get me through the evening, you know? So let's go ahead and start here. E4. All right, knight to F3. Okay, let's proceed with an Italian game. Bishop to C4 here. Okay, and we have the Gioco piano. Is that how you pronounce it? Gioco piano, I believe. And we're gonna go ahead and go with the Italian game principles, which is pawn to C3, and then the D pawn to strike in the center. We'd have 3 defenders there. All right, this knight is attacking the e-pawn, but I do think that trying to protect it with this is a slight inaccuracy. I'm much more prone to just go for the center attack here. And if takes, we can just take the bishop. We can also just push the pawn up, threatening the knight, taking up more space. Pawn takes, we will take back. We've got space in the center here. Bishop gives a check. And here I think it's best to just go ahead and bring out the knight to C3. Now we can go ahead and protect the e-pawn here. All right, so this knight is pinned to the king right now, which allows this knight to take. However, we're just going to go ahead and castle, get out the way of the pin. Bishop takes. Now, I'll be honest here. I have looked at some Italian game theory before, enough times to kind of remember some of these moves here because they're very common. And most of us would be inclined to just take back immediately with the pawn so that the bishop doesn't get away. However, there is one in-between move here that I've learned, and this has just been ingrained into my brain. And it doesn't always work, but in this case, I think it does. And the move is pawn to D5. Now, this gives us 2 attacks here. Perfect. Knight moves. Now we can go ahead and take this this bishop. Now, this knight can take our bishop, but we do have some follow-up moves after that. So, and if we were to go ahead and move it now, either here or here, then this bishop could get away, and it would also just give black more initiative. So we're going to go ahead and take the bishop. All right. Now, the queen has come out. This is a very crucial move here, and I do believe I've studied the theory here. So here's what it is. We take the knight with our knight on F3. Queen is likely to take back. All we need to do is, I believe, slide the rook over and push this knight away. And then again, we've pinned this queen to the king. Unless Wendy castles, then we have to switch the game plan. But facing these bots, we've had a lot of luck with pinning the queen to the king. So we're gonna try that in this game. And just as we said, queen takes the knight, and now we need to think of ways to go ahead and pin the queen to the king. Let's see. I believe the move is simply pawn to f3. Now, the knight is going to strike here and take the c pawn, but all we need to do at that point is just move the queen away one square up. And then from there, white won't have any checks, I don't believe. Or not checks, any attacks to the queen by the knight. So this is the move here. Knight takes. We're going to move up to d2. And this is a distraction, I guess you can say, just to try to put our focus over here. But what we're going to do is go ahead and pin like we said. We're going to pin the queen to the king here. And if we take the queen, this should already give us a winning advantage here. I'm just thinking about whether to take with the rook now, or to even pin, or to even march this f pawn up one square to take with the pawn instead. That way we could sort of keep our rook. And I think that's okay. But maybe not, because let me think. If this comes up, I guess the main issue is that the knight can come back to the e4 square, and that would be threatening our queen. And if we take, he would also take, and so we don't want to lose the queen. So let's just go ahead and take now. And now we can take the knight. We'll lose our bishop, but we've got initiative here. And now I think I'm going to try to... Oh, I have a check here. And that would probably... Yeah, that would stop white from... Or black, sorry. That would stop Wendy from castling. And that's what we want. We want to pin the king here in the center with very little running space. And I can also bring this dark squared bishop here to create some kind of battery to strike here. Maybe strike the rook. I can also bring it to c3 and just come up one. Okay, protects. And now I'm going to march this d pawn up one square. If Wendy takes, I take back. Okay, a threat on the bishop, but the queen is watching the bishop as of right now. And if we take this pawn, we are threatening to take the rook. All right. So our pawn is one square away from promoting right now. Let me think here. So I have this move here, rook to e1, allowing us to come up one, or allowing us to come up and check the king. And he does have like some running squares here. So let me see. I can also move the bishop to a3, and rook can come over here and threaten the bishop, in which case I can probably come up one. And I can also sacrifice the queen. If I attach this way like this, depending if the king comes up, once the rook takes, I can promote to another queen, and Wendy would be down a rook. So let's try that. Okay, so I think Wendy sees the threat of me promoting here. Okay, so I'm wondering if I can go for it. Here. Rook would take, I would promote there. Or here, rook takes. Either way, Wendy would be down a rook. And there's probably an easier way to do it, but at this point, let's just simplify. Let's try it, guys. This is kind of risky. Nice. Cool. So we got to promote to another queen, and we got rid of one rook. So now we are up a queen. Up a queen. We're up a queen. So let's see here. I mean, at this point, it's just a matter of how to finish the game. I think I'll just bring the bishop to d6 to attack the rook here. Here. I mean, I can bring my rook out, just making sure I don't trap myself accidentally in a winning position. All right, let's bring the rook. Let's bring the rook to the E file. Let's slide the queen over to the E file. Just trying to get as close to the king as possible for the checkmate. And I know it's here somewhere. If I can just, let's see, let's calculate. Check. He has this square. I can just come down, check. Well, then he would just come back up. So I might just do check there. Let's bring the queen down. Let's see. And here it is. Is this check? Checkmate? Nope, not yet. Maybe this. Perfect. All right, guys, that's our game against Wendy as white. Let me just quickly check and see if there was any blunders or anything like that. Okay, we had a 89.4% accuracy, Wendy with 70. No blunders and no inaccuracies. That's great. All right. This is all opening theory. I've looked at this before. Her blunder was bringing out the queen. We took. Went for the pin of the queen. There with rook taking. Okay, I just wanted to see if I can see the best move there, but it doesn't look like it. Let me see if the better move was this, because the queen is still pinned, so wouldn't be able to take back. Takes, we would take back with another check. Okay. That is our game against Wendy as white. We will come back in a few days and we will face Wendy as black. And then once we've defeated her as white and black, we will move on to the next advanced bot. Let's go ahead and see who the next advanced bot will be after Wendy. And that's going to be Antonio. So we're going to go ahead and face Antonio, rated 1500, after we defeat Wendy as black. Thanks again for watching, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.